Hey, welcome back. Listen, I know that right now a lot of people are struggling to find a job. They're struggling, they're going out on interviews and they're not getting called back. And so, if you're part of that, if you're struggling with the interview process, if you're not getting called back, um, let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk about how to nail the job interview, right? Now, this is not a guarantee that you're going to get the job, but it will make you more prepared when you go out into the job market and looking for jobs and actually securing interviews, how to be confident and comfortable doing interviews for people. Then I'm going to give you six tips that will help you to nail a job interview. Not necessarily get the job, but to nail the job interview. All right. So tip number one, research the company that you're interviewing with. Research the company that you're interviewing with, right? Find out as much as you can. And guys, one of the crazy, amazing things out there today is you have the internet. You could find out so many things about a company. What is it that they do? How big they are? What's their global reach? I mean, you could find out so many things about a company, right? You could even find out, a lot of companies actually post a mission statement. They post all kinds of stuff that talk about who they're looking for, right? What kind of company is this? Who are they actually looking for? So research the company that you're interviewing with. Second is appearance is incredibly important, guys. Appearance is incredibly important. You got to look good. You got to smell good. You got to feel good, right? When you go into the interview. So body language is very, very important, right? When we're talking about the appearance, we're talking about everything from what you wear to how you smell, right? Clean yourself up a little bit, shower, shave, right? If you're a guy, shave, but you gotta look good. Get your hair cut, get some cologne, some good quality cologne, and don't put too much of it on, right? Don't douse yourself in cologne, but smell good, look good, feel good, and keep a good positive body language, right? So sit up straight, show up early. Show up early. Tip three, show up early, right? Usually 10 to 15 minutes early is where you need to be. And it gives you an opportunity to kind of look around a little bit. Sometimes it gives you an opportunity to talk to people in the office, especially the receptionist or something like that. But show up early. Always show up early. It's important. Okay. People want to know that you're going to be there on time or before you're supposed to be, not just show up late all the time. So that's sets the tone in the interview when you show up early. The fourth tip is maintain eye contact. Maintain eye contact during the interview process. I can't tell you guys, and I've done thousands and thousands of interviews, how many times I'm interviewing people and they're just kind of looking around, they're slouched down like this, they're looking up at the ceiling, they're not even paying attention to the people that they're supposed to be engaging with. Communication is really, really key in the interview process, right? The interview process, understand this. The one thing about the interview process is they get to know you and interview you for the job, and you get to know who they are and interview for the job, right? So maintain eye contact. It's just respectful during the interview, and it lets them know that you have the ability to communicate. Tip number 5, sell yourself, right? Understand that, and a lot of people do interviews kind of backwards, right? A lot of companies, when you go there, try to sell you on the job. Well, you already know you want the job. So you have to sell yourself to that company, right? How are you going to benefit them? Why should you get hired over someone else, right? So prepare a sales sheet, we call it, right? Prepare a sales sheet. List all the things that you can do for them. List all the reasons why you're an asset. Okay, and I'll give you an example of that. So your sales sheet should have things like, I show up early, I'm teachable, I want to learn, right? I have integrity, I will always do the right thing. Okay, I'm not afraid to fail. Showing that you're not afraid to make mistakes helps me learn, right? So I'm not afraid to fail, because if I fail, I'm learning something. So I'm looking for something long-term. Companies love to hear that term, long-term, right? They're not looking for short-term employees. They're looking for long-term people, mainly because it costs companies a lot of money to train somebody. It costs a lot of money to train an employee. So they're not looking for somebody with short-term goals or short-term employment goals. They want someone long-term. So make sure you say that. Let them know you take responsibility for your own life, right? I love to take responsibility for my life. I'm going to show up, I'm going to do my job, and I'm going to do it to the best of my abilities. All right? Take responsibility for your life and articulate that. And another thing that I love to hear from people who are interviewing is that their goals are always to get better. Self-improvement, personal improvement, professional improvement. One of my goals is I want to get better and better every single day. I think there's always an opportunity to learn. So those are some things that need to be on your sales sheet, right? The sales sheet that you have, that, and you're not going to give this to them. You need to memorize this, right? Tell them what, or sell them on you. Tell them what you bring to the table and why you would be an asset to their company. What you can do to help their company achieve its goals and to become better. Sixth tip, and the last tip, is ask questions after the interview, right? They always give you an opportunity at the end of the interview. They say, do you have any questions for us? And I always love it because it opens up the door to dialogue, right? So I always love it when people ask the question, what are you looking for in an employee? Do I fit what you're looking for this position? Those are two great questions that you can ask. Another really nice question is, tell me about the culture of the company and how you see me fitting into the culture, or if you do see me fitting into the culture. But tell me about the culture of this company. Another thing that I love to ask, and I've not been on a lot of interviews, right? But I think it's very, very important. A question that I would encourage you to ask is, well, what happened to the last person who had this job? The last person who had this role, or was in this role, or in this position, what happened to them? That's important because you want to know if they got promoted or if they got let go, right? So kind of gives you an idea of, okay, is this really, really, is this a difficult position where they couldn't handle it and they ended up quitting? Or were they let go because they're really, really bad, which means you can get that job and really, really shine, right? Or did they get promoted? Did they do such an exceptional job that they got promoted? And if they did get promoted, that means they're in the company that can help you succeed in that position. Because if they got promoted, they were doing something right, and you could learn from that. If it feels like you're not going to get the job, right? If it feels like they're not really sold on you, I would always ask the question, so during this interview, what could I have done better in the interview process? Ask them that. If they're really, really good, honest people, they will tell you what you could have done better, where you could have improved. And what you need that information for is, if you don't get the position with that company, you need to know what you can improve on for the next interview that you do. Because possibly they're looking for the same thing, right? And then the last thing that I always think is a great one, I've had a few people that have said this to me when I say to them, do you have any questions for me? And they run down a very short list of questions that they might have for me. But the last question they always ask is, Mr. Tubiolo, when would you like me to start? And I love that question. I love that question because it shows me that their assertiveness, right? It shows me that they're interested. It shows me that they're aggressive, right? As far as the interview process. I always say, hey, I love the question. Slow your roll a little bit. We've got some other people that we need to look at, but it shows them a level of interest that they might not be getting from other candidates. So when would you like me to start is a great ending question to any interview. Well, guys, there's the foundation. 6 tips to interviewing better and nailing the interview. Let me know what you think. Let me know if it works for you, if you were able to land that dream job, and share this video with someone who might need a little bit of help during that interview process, right? Interviews are They can be very daunting. They can be very intimidating for a lot of people. But with these 6 tips, it will certainly help them to interview better and interview for success. So if you haven't already, guys, hit that subscribe button. Give me some likes on the video if you haven't already subscribed. And if you do land that dream job or you want some extra little tips on things, guys, leave me some comments, leave me some questions. I'm happy to go through those. I do answer each and every one of those comments. If you're a student of my channel and you've gone through and seen some of the other videos, you know that I do answer every single one of the comments listed below. So if you need a little bit more help, guys, let me know in the comments below. If you like what you see, let me know with a couple thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.